I've been trying to get this month's interviewee on the show for the last couple of years. He was meant to be one of my guests 3 years ago, but things just didn't line up. Fortunately, Sameer was available for this season. So please join me in welcoming Indian native and multi-genre author Sameer Saxena. All right, Sameer, thank you for joining me. Tell me about your work and what it is that you write.
Thank you, Garrett. Thank you for inviting me to your show. It's been a while that we have interacted. I think last time we planned, and so after a long time, we are here, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited. I know that we had a little bit of a mishap trying to get you on the show last time, and I'm glad that we're able to bring you in.
Yeah, I write mainly a mix of thriller and mixing it with some other genres. Like my first novel was a mix of romance and thriller, Sunset by the River. And after that, I have been thinking to write science fiction for a long time. I had the idea for about 3 4 years, and yeah, I've just recently launched my first sci-fi novel. It's a mix of science and spirituality. So I've mixed two genres of spirituality and science fiction.
That sounds really cool. With the spirituality, are you drawing from anything that is of in particularly Indian culture, or are you just drawing from like a generic spirituality?
Done an experiment to mix it up with the general spirituality along with some Indian, folklores of Indian gods. And it's been a great journey. And I have also narrated this story. It's based in US actually. First part is based in US, and the second part is in India. And it's based in 100 years from now in future. After 100 years, how Western world and India interacts with each other, and how spirituality helps the world to come out from another you can say pandemic.
That's really cool. So, how did you get into writing? Was this something that you've always wanted to do?
Not always, it came step by step. I was in my college and used to write some essays and some long answers type. And after that, the interest in writing started to grow, and I started narrating a few short play in college festivals, events. And after that, after completing my engineering, I had this idea of writing my first novel, Sunset by the River, around 2016, and it took 3 4 years to complete my first novel. It was launched in 2020, and after another 3 years, I'm out with my second novel.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Now, are you working as an engineer now?
I've done my engineering, and I've worked as an engineer for around a year, and after that, I've taught in a institute. I was a teacher for 2 years, and after that, I've joined a bank. Now I'm a banker, and also you can say writer.
Wow, that's pretty cool. What are some of the inspirations that feed into your writing?
Mainly spirituality. I am really in awe with a lot of spiritual practices which I experienced in India. Being an Indian, we are surrounded with lot of folklores, lot of ancient culture, a lot of mixed culture. Actually, we have a variety of culture in every 50 to 100 miles, and so it gives me a really great inspirations to write something which is related to our Indian culture. And also, I'm also inspired with a lot of Western stories, Western folklores, uh, be it European or be it from US. I'm really intrigued with the stories, you can say, and I take inspiration from a lot of different cultures and people.
So, what has been one of the hardest challenges that you have faced as a writer?
Mainly, the main challenge for me is to depicting the scenarios where I've never been to. In my first novel, I've written a few chapters which were based in Japan. I've never went to Japan, but I had to do some research, and really a lot of resources like Google Earth where you can explore places without going there. Although the original research, when you go to that place, that hits differently. But then you have resources, you have internet, so you can try and do research of places. So it was a challenge to me to write about Japan in my first novel, and to write about US in my second this novel. It was a challenge, but thanks to Google Maps and all, and the images that I was able to research the places quite conveniently and write about the places.
Just a couple more questions for you, Sameer. If you could give any advice to other would-be authors, what would you tell them?
I'll say that be persistent. Don't give up so easily. There are times when when I feel like I'm good for nothing. That's whatever I'm writing. I think I wonder that it's of no use. But that's what I want to convey. That be persistent. Try to give your 100%, and whenever you feel like that, not writing or not getting inspiration, just take a little break, do stuff, do reading, do you can watch your favorite show or movie, and after that come back. Don't forget to come back to your work.
That's great advice. So, how can people get a hold of your books? Where can they find you? Where can they find copies of your work?
For readers outside India, they have only option of Kindle. It's available on Kindle, Amazon Kindle. You can read the Kindle version. And for readers in India, you can find it on Amazon. You can order from Amazon and you get your paperback copy. And or you can personally DM me or mail me to authorsameer@gmail.com. I'll provide you the paperback version from my end.
Awesome. Well, Sameer, thank you very much for being on the show. It was a pleasure to finally have you.
It's great pleasure to interact with you finally, and it was really fun. Half an hour, whatever time we have interacted, and looking forward to see you again.
If you're interested in picking up copies of Sameer's work or connecting with him through social media, you can find those links down in the video description.